Hey, welcome to Vivids. Have you ever thought the world we live in is just a simulation? Or that the government is ruled by aliens? Today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 crazy conspiracy theories about the world we live in. Enjoying the video? Leave a like. Number 10. The end of the world. If you're still waiting for the infamous doomsday, or doomsdays, give it up. Apparently, the world has already ended, and we all just missed it. Yep, the ancient Mayan prophecy is said to have been fulfilled in 2012, and this theory was given an extra boost by a Twitter user named Nick Hinton, who believes that nothing has felt right since 2012. Also, it was the year that CERN found the Higgs boson particle, predicted by Stephen Hawking to have the power to destroy the universe. Seems that CERN blew up the universe, and now we're living in a series of simulations because our collective consciousness was moved into a parallel universe. Oh, and remember the old Mandela effect? That is supposedly remnants of memories from our old life on the real Earth. Number 9. The horror of the Denver airport. Airports are fairly boring places. It's just a pause between different destinations, and most people hate being stuck there longer than absolutely necessary. However, if you happen to find yourself at Denver International Airport, you might just discover more than enough to keep you occupied until your flight number is called. Rumor has it that this huge airport is the headquarters of the Illuminati, and that it doubles as a ready-to-use concentration camp for Americans that they'll be forced to live in once the New World Order takes over. As you're heading to the boarding line to get the hell away from this airport, don't forget to keep an eye out for the proof that this place is being used for evil purposes. This includes a huge Masonic slab sporting the words New World Airport Commission and eerie murals featuring soldiers wearing gas masks. As your plane finally sets off for any place but there, you might just see the red eyes of Lucifer blinking ominously at you from his spot outside the building. Number 8. Sarah Spencer. By now, it's clear that the British monarchy is made up of Illuminati members, reptilians, vampires, secret agents, and descendants of Jack the Ripper. After all, it must be the Queen's reptilian blood that has kept her up and at it for so many years, right? One of the most famous royal family members, who also has a host of conspiracy theories surrounding her life and death, is Diana Frances Spencer, affectionately known as the People's Princess or the Princess of Wales. One of the more persistent rumors is that Prince Charles and Diana secretly had a daughter named Sarah. Apparently, the Queen demanded that Diana undergo medical tests to confirm that she could bear children before the announcement of Diana and Charles's engagement would go ahead. Diana's eggs were then harvested and fertilized with Charles's sperm. After the tests came back positive, the embryos were to be destroyed. Except, the doctor didn't get the memo. Instead, he implanted them into his wife, making her an inadvertent surrogate for the royal couple. There have been further claims that the baby was born 8 months before Prince William and would be second in line to the throne after Prince Charles. The conspiracy even says that the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, has met with Sarah Spencer and that the woman is a dead ringer for the late Princess Diana. Number 7. Last Thursday. Most people believe that Earth has either been around for billions of years or that it was created a mere 6,000 years ago, depending on your beliefs. However, did you know that there are those who believe that the world was created last Thursday? According to this bonkers theory, which is also a counter to the creationism theory, it says that Earth was created last Thursday, but with the appearance of being billions of years old. This means that anything ancient, including fossils, buildings, mountains, etc., was created last Thursday, but in a state that makes them appear older. But what if you remember things that happened before last Thursday? Well, it doesn't matter, because last Thursdayism can explain anything, as it is an unfalsifiable hypothesis. So anything you say against it can be disproven simply by insisting that the creation of the Earth happened last Thursday. Is your brain broken yet? Number 6. The Roman Empire has never existed. The Roman Empire started out as a small town on the Tiber River in Italy and grew into an empire that left an indelible impression on Earth as we know it today. However, if a TikTok conspiracy theory is to be believed, the Roman Empire never existed. So, @MomLennial has decided that there is no proof that Hadrian's Wall is of Roman construction, that Roman archaeological sites are simply misinterpreted, and that the entire idea of the Roman Empire was a hoax perpetuated by the Spanish Inquisition. Furthermore, she also claims that there is not one true Roman document in existence. Number 5. What's in Australia? We all know that Finland doesn't really exist, but did you know that Australia is also just a figment of our collective imagination? Of course, this is very believable. After all, what even is a kangaroo? And what kind of place has an outback where people just disappear forever? Therefore, it should be common knowledge at this point that Australia is basically a huge cover-up by the British government, who murdered all the prisoners it supposedly sent to the non-existent island. And don't be fooled, everyone is in on it, including pilots, tour guides, and the actors who live on decoy islands and pretend it's a place called Australia. You live in Australia, you say? No, in fact, you might be living in South America or one of the islands nearby. Number 4. The darkness behind the 2004 tsunami. Tsunamis are terrifying events that no one but those who lived through one can truly fathom. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was one of the biggest and deadliest in history, and is still spoken of in hushed tones in the affected countries. However, as with all tragic events of this scale, the conspiracy theories are not far behind. One of the theories claims that India was testing nuclear bombs, and this caused the earthquake that led to the tsunami. Then there is the theory that Jamaat Islamiyah, a Southeast Asian branch of Al-Qaeda, was to blame for the tsunami. They supposedly launched a terror attack in the form of an earthquake and tsunami so they could get their hands on some of the $3 billion in aid relief that poured in after the disaster. Oh, and also, there are those who firmly believe that aliens did it. You know, so they could correct Earth's wobbly rotation. Number 3. There are no real trees. The Earth is flat, and there are no longer any real trees. This is according to the Flat Earther movement, which says that the ancient trees of the world, which apparently extended 40 miles, 64 kilometers into the sky, and had trunks 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers wide, no longer exist. And the trees we see every day are simply saplings of those ancient trees. Also, the rock found on Earth is not actual rock, but the widespread rubble of these ancient trees. Confused? Yep, we all are. Number 2. Ronald Reagan's name. Did you know that the winning number in the Maryland lottery on November 4th, 1980 was 666? That date also happened to be the day of the 49th quadrennial presidential election in which Ronald Reagan won in a landslide victory. This obviously means that Ronald Reagan was the devil, not only because of the ominous lottery number, but also because Reagan's full name spelled out 666 as well. You know, because each of his names has 6 letters. Ronald Wilson Reagan. More proof of devil shenanigans. Also, at the time of the election, the planet Uranus made for an unusual configuration in the night sky, one that only comes around every 20 years. Surely no other proof is needed to know that something demonic was happening and that Reagan was part of it all. Number 1. Simulation. When the first Matrix movie was released, it messed with people's heads. Are we living in a simulation? Is anything real? Then we moved on, as we always do. But for some, the doubt stuck and was transformed into a full-fledged conspiracy theory. So, are we just nutrients for soulless machines? Taking the red pill means diving headfirst into a rabbit hole that says an advanced civilization will live long enough to create various simulated worlds with one base reality. This means we will all likely be, or might already be, depending on who you ask, in one of the simulated worlds, and not the base reality. While this theory obviously hasn't been proven, it also hasn't been disproven, which has led many to believe that those pulling the strings are aliens, and that they are conducting simulation experiments on us. Why, you may ask? Well, seemingly, it's to investigate the different possible outcomes of various simulations. Which scenario would lead to greater destruction, and so on and so forth. Still interested in the red pill? What was your favorite conspiracy theory? Leave it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to our channel. See you guys next time.